Adelaide, Australia was recently shaken by a disturbing act of violence. Gunn, a 20-year-old content creator, was brutally attacked in broad daylight. His crime? Being a furry. Gunn was filming a video in the bustling Rundle Mall, proudly displaying a Vote One Furry Party sign. He was engaging with passers-by, his furry persona on full display. Then, without warning, 3 individuals assaulted him. One delivered a vicious kick to his face, sending him crashing to the ground. This senseless act of violence sent shockwaves through Adelaide and the global furry community. It was a stark reminder of the hatred and intolerance that still festers in our society. Gunn, thankfully, did not sustain serious physical injuries. But the emotional and psychological scars of such an attack run deep. The incident has sparked outrage and ignited a conversation about the importance of acceptance and understanding. It is a conversation we desperately need to have. So, what exactly is a furry? The term might seem strange to some, conjuring up images of people running around in animal costumes. And while costumes are a part of it, the furry fandom is much more than that. At its core, it's about embracing imagination, creativity, and self-expression. Furries are people who are fascinated by anthropomorphism, the idea of animals with human-like qualities. They create their own unique characters called fursonas, which serve as avatars for their personalities and interests. Some furries express themselves through art, writing stories and drawing their fursonas. Others enjoy dressing up as their fursonas, attending conventions and events in elaborate costumes known as fursuits. For many furries, the fandom is a way to explore their identities and connect with like-minded individuals. It's a space where they can be themselves, free from judgment and societal pressures. Imagine a world where you could be anyone or anything you wanted, where you could let your imagination run wild and express yourself without fear. That's what the furry fandom offers to so many people. It's a celebration of individuality, a testament to the power of imagination. It's about finding joy and creativity and sharing that joy with others. And that's something to be celebrated, not condemned. Gunn's story is a stark reminder that we still have a long way to go in creating a truly inclusive society. A society where everyone feels safe and respected regardless of their interests or how they choose to express themselves. Diversity is what makes our world so vibrant and interesting. It's about embracing our differences, learning from each other, and celebrating what makes each of us unique. When we allow hate and intolerance to fester, we all lose. We lose the richness that diversity brings. We lose the opportunity to learn from those who are different from us, and we create a world where people live in fear, afraid to be themselves. Section 5. The consequences of hate. Hate crimes are not just about individual acts of violence. They are attacks on entire communities, spreading fear and division. When someone is targeted because of their identity, whether it's their race, religion, sexual orientation, or, yes, even their hobby, it sends a message that they are not welcome, that they do not belong. This kind of intolerance has no place in our society. We need to challenge it wherever we see it, whether it's on the streets, in our schools, or online. Silence is not an option. Section 6. The urgency for change. We can't just sit back and hope things will get better. We need to be active participants in creating a more just and equitable world. This starts with educating ourselves and others about the harmful effects of prejudice and discrimination. We need to challenge our own biases and be willing to have uncomfortable conversations. We need to listen to and amplify marginalized voices. And we need to hold each other accountable for creating a world where everyone feels safe and respected. Section 7. Building a more inclusive future. Building a more inclusive future requires a collective effort. It requires empathy, understanding, and a willingness to step outside our comfort zones. It means challenging our own prejudices and speaking out against injustice whenever we see it. It means teaching our children the importance of respect and acceptance. And it means creating spaces where everyone feels safe to be themselves without fear of judgment or harm. Section 8. Finding strength in community. Despite the challenges they face, the furry community remains resilient. They continue to find strength and support in each other, celebrating their shared love of anthropomorphism and creativity. They refuse to let hate win, and they continue to be a beacon of hope and acceptance in a world that often feels divided. Section 9. The toll of negativity. This chapter discusses why hate crimes like the one in Adelaide made me stop being a furry, and why I am extremely pessimistic about the future. The constant negativity and lack of acceptance have taken a toll on my mental health, making it difficult to continue being part of a community that faces such intense scrutiny and hatred. The emotional burden has led me to distance myself from the furry fandom, and I now view the future with a sense of dread and hopelessness. Section 9. A call to action. Gunn's story is a wake-up call. It's a reminder that we must do better. We cannot allow hate and intolerance to define who we are. Let's stand together and say no more to hate crimes. Let's create a world where everyone feels safe and accepted for who they are. Let's build a future where diversity is celebrated and acceptance reigns supreme.